Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pipeliner CRM's Wednesday webinar series. Liz, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you, Todd. How are you?
Oh, I am doing terrific. I'm doing terrific today. I'm excited too. We get to talk about something near and dear to my heart, which is
Very.
right, exactly, all about partners. So I'm excited. And if you've never been to our Wednesday webinar series before, welcome. Number one, my name is Todd Martin. I'm here with Liz Young. Liz
Hello.
is kind of across the pond in London, and I'm down here near Miami. So we're happy to be here today. So Liz heads up the global services team here at Pipeliner, and I head up the partnerships, which is why I said I was so excited. Well, let's dive right in, Liz, okay? Because this is
Yeah.
what, you know, I've been hearing, I think you've been hearing, right, about kind of partners, and we titled it PRM, right? Partner Relationship Management. And, but just so everyone's on the call, partner can mean a couple different things.
Mhm.
I hear words like channel or indirect sales teams, but that's really what we're talking about, right? A lot of times you'll say, hey, it's the sales team that's kind of commission only in the field.
Mhm.
And that's what we're hearing more and more. I mean, what is it? Now we introduced a lot of these things, what, 3, 4 years ago now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it can be distributors, agents as well, can't it? There's
exactly,
just so
exactly.
many cases for
What are
those.
these names I hear? Affiliates, ambassadors,
Yeah.
consultants. But what we've been hearing, at least from like the customer sales side of the house, with people, I think that kind of manage these groups. I think these are some of the reasons why they're really looking to Pipeliner to help out with finding a solution. And
Yeah.
just real quick, I think the number one thing always is, how do we get partners up and running quickly,
Mhm.
right? And it's just, and make sure we hit all the steps along the way, right? Because
Yep.
for us, even it's like 35 different things you have to do, right?
No, we wouldn't do that to
Don't forget that little thing,
you.
don't forget that, but and then also, after you have them on board, how are you going to manage everybody? I mean, Liz, I gotta tell you, back in the day, maybe 20 years ago, when I was running a team of partner managers, I think a really good field-based person could manage maybe 3 to 5 tier 1 accounts, and maybe
Mhm.
15 to 20 tier 2, right? But that
Yep.
was about max, right?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
I mean, we're seeing now where, by incorporating Pipeliner into the partner groups at companies, we're seeing triple that, at
Yes.
least,
Yeah.
like triple tier 1 accounts even. And it's like, because so much of this just, and as we go through it today, I think we'll be able to see that, it's really a way that you can incorporate, kind of the internal people you have at your company with your independent or indirect partners. And I think that's the magic sauce.
Yeah, and I think it's just using all the tools that are there already, just understanding, I guess, the different ways that they can be deployed, isn't it?
Exactly.
And how easy it all is.
Exactly. So instead of trying to like sell you on the reason why to have a partner channel, that's a conversation for another day. But I thought we could just like help someone out. Like, hey, if you have a channel right now and you're kind of been thinking about rolling Pipeliner out, not just for, you may use it internally for your maybe direct sales team or partner account managers, but really, how do you actually have your channel
Hmm.
using Pipeliner? And so, we'll go through, maybe how to set up the users, how to set up a sales process, what, maybe even take them through how to onboard a new partner and what a pipeline could look like.
Cool.
And
Yep.
then we'll get into some fun things about automation and also analytics. So
Okay.
with that, I tell you, I'm going to stop sharing. We're going to let Liz take over because
Yeah, I'm going to do the setup bit today. Todd gets the fun bit
come on, now it's all
with the
fun, Liz.
analytics. Okay. So, yeah, questions that are very common about this whole thing, and concerns that people have is, very much about just being really reassured, and an easy way to make sure that people are just seeing the right stuff.
Mm.
Um, because that's really important, that maybe your internal team get to see everything, whereas, partners maybe should only get to see their own stuff. It's all just the tools that we've got. It's just a different way of thinking about using them, I guess. Yeah. And that's why I'm starting off here in the units, users and roles area. Because all about security and who gets to see what. Yeah. And just
Okay.
setting that up to manage partners. And again, which elements of this you need to use depend on you and the way your business works. I've just put a couple of examples in each one. Yeah. So sales units, remember, what's a sales unit? Well, essentially it represents a team, a division, a partner, perhaps, territories, geographies, all of those things are sales units. And of course, partners can fit beautifully into that sort of model,
Mm,
and when would you use it? Well, you'd use it if you have larger partners primarily. Yeah. So a partner might have several users and they might all have access to Pipeliner, but you
okay.
want to be able to group them all together. A classic use of sales unit. But of course, you might think, oh no, this is all just my internal structure. And of course, it's not. So I've put in a couple of examples here. Yeah, how you can use sales units. And I'm tying those into the roles that I've set up. Yeah, so I've set
Okay.
up a couple of different user roles here. And these are sort of to show you the idea of, it's more of a one-man band or smaller organization, single user base, perhaps affiliate,
Hmm.
versus this idea of, a platinum partner, for example,
Okay.
that might have more. Just to show you, very how simple it is to get that differentiation. So if we have a look at this one, so to this one, when it comes to seeing things, yeah, the records that they're able to view in Pipeliner. Set
Hmm.
this one so that it's at the unit level, so that this particular partner could have more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many it is, this distributor, for example, with their own team, whatever it happens to be. Yeah, they could have a number of users. All of those users would belong to one of those sales units that we set up earlier. And this would allow them to share information between themselves, but not see any of the stuff that belongs to our internal team. So they still
Oh,
get,
I gotcha.
yeah, all the value of the team working and sharing information and so on, but no visibility of anything that's outside of that sales unit, that partner sales unit that you set up. Yeah.
I've
And
seen
for
so
this,
many Liz in the past. It's almost like a company would say, "Here's a license to our PRM, and it's one license for the whole company." And these partners call me, and they're like, "What are you talking about? I got 6
I've
salespeople
got
here,
6 salespeople.
and
Exactly
plus I
right.
got admin, and I got the owner, and they got like 8, 10 people, and they want to collaborate.
Of
You
course they
know,
do.
and of course, so this is just fantastic
Yeah.
that we can do that
But
and enable it, and then they can only see their own stuff, right? So one
only see
partner
their
doesn't
own
see
stuff.
somebody else. Okay,
Exactly
perfect.
right, which is super important. Yeah. And of course, taking it a little bit further, this idea of, more of a single user, this
Hmm.
one's set so that, this user literally would only be able to see things that they own. Yeah. So
Ooh.
this is sort of for that smaller setup. Now, both of those roles have something in common. Yeah. So we've got a number of different pipelines or processes, of course, pipeline equals process. So it's set up here. We want them to be logging their leads and opportunities in our sales process. We don't want to have to break out the pipeline necessarily, because of course what we
Mm,
want to be able to see is everything.
right.
Internal sales and partner sales, all really easy, immediately visible, but then also be able to break it out. Yeah. And I mean, there's nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with setting up a separate partner sales pipeline.
Right.
Absolutely not. Nothing wrong with that at all. I've just chosen in this example to say, well, we want everybody using the same direct sales process. We're going to use those sales units, and usernames to be able to differentiate between our internal and our external. Yeah. Okay. So easy peasy, obviously, when you're creating users, just once you've got the role set up, you can be
Hmm.
completely confident about exactly what they're going to see. So then, once you've got your units in place, if you, working on that model, literally it's just the work of seconds, to get a new partner into the system. Yeah. And to know exactly what they're able to see. Yeah.
Mm.
And of course, that they're able to see, well, that leads on, doesn't it? It's like not just what records, what opportunities can they see, well, only their own. But
Mhm.
also you might want to actually hide information when they're looking at opportunities. You might not want them to see everything that your internal staff might see.
Oh, good point. Good point.
And again, that's that whole point of the role. So I've got our direct sales opportunity thing going on here. Yeah. If we have a look at the form, again, just some ideas for you to take into your own, business model. But what I've got down here is we've got a section here that's all about commission. Okay. And maybe that's the sort of information that we don't want partners to have access to. Yeah. Just pick some fields at random, but it feels fairly right to me, perhaps, that might be the sort of thing that you might set this up.
Yeah, because you don't want profitability. I mean, partner doesn't. Yeah,
doesn't.
Or maybe that's the commission of like your internal people, not the
Maybe.
commission necessarily of the partner.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, I got you now. Okay,
We've all got, lots of examples of that we can think of. Yeah. So I'm using those roles that I've already set up. I can leverage it again here. Don't have to do anything different. Yeah, I'm just working on my field properties and my permissions. And you can see here that you break it out by those user roles. And for this particular one, which is profitability, it's like this field just doesn't exist as far as anybody based on these partner roles is concerned. Yeah,
oh,
so
that's fantastic.
It's just a super slick way of making sure that everybody's not only seeing the records they're supposed to see, but within records, that they're able to see just the data that you want to be able to share with them. We're not having to set up a lot of different things here. We're just in what we've got already to make it right, for the profile of each user. Yeah.
I almost see we could probably get like a partner whole system set up probably in just 15 minutes. You could probably be up and running.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And then of course you can get complicated and go into the fancy automation stuff that you're going to talk about, whatever. But that basic structure, of course, you can set up just so quickly. And while we're here, I thought, well, it's useful for us to be able to use our own system. And of course we do use our own system to manage the onboarding of new partners, so I just put in a pipeline.
Which is no easy feat, everybody. Let me tell you, because we're running just a kind of a glimpse inside here. Our partners channel of all the different shapes and sizes. It's well over. I don't know if I can get into too many numbers, but well over 500 active partners, and that interaction that's going to come here, and plus this onboarding process. It could bury a company just onboarding. And it shouldn't. It should be a consistent, process along the way. So
and of course that's exactly what this gives you. And in here we've got some sales activities. We've got documents, which is that leveraging that easy power of Pipeliner to move through that process. And let's have a look at that. So here in opportunities. So here's our sales pipeline. Of course, you all know this already. It's just different ways of thinking about it. But of course, you can have profile set up. And here we go. These are our partner opportunities. That's simple. Just by sales unit. Simple search. Easy. Differentiate between, everything versus just the partner channel. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I really like this because you could have like a partner account manager. Maybe they have certain ones that are kind of, kind of assigned to them. And so each partner account manager can have, hey, here's all my partners and then all their deals, and then looking at it in whole, and then also kind of shrink it down. So when you get on a phone call, maybe with one of them, let's do like a, pipeline review session. We all do that, right? And so it's like, okay, let's look at, and it's almost just like one view of leads and all your deals and where they're at and what's going on and what help you need. It's just all automated in there.
Completely.
Fantastic.
Completely. And then let's have a look at our onboarding. Just different things that you can do so easily. So here's our recruitment, essentially partner recruitment process. Just so easy to do. Just as you would in your direct sales process, you'd back it up with all of the right files to support you at each stage of the process. Within it, you'd utilize all of the same features like the checklist here, making sure that your partner managers are asking the right questions at the right stage before moving it on. So it's just that slight switch of mindset, away from us and our own internal sales, just thinking like, how can I use just all of these same tools on this different area of our business? And here
Oh,
it is
nice.
right here.
Ooh, that's so nice. Okay, you might have to let me
Okay,
take over and show
I'm
some
going to
other
let
kind
you
of cool
take
stuff.
over
All right,
now.
all right. I get
Absolutely.
so excited about all this. That it just looks so great, Liz. Thank you, thank you. I can't believe how easy that is to get going. So I'll share my screen here. Hopefully you see it perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And so I'm just going to spend a couple minutes just on like, what does this mean for, kind of the partner, right? Because it's great. We can expose the partner and have them really become part of the CRM. But what does it mean when they have to do something like, I don't know, like add a lead,
Mm-hmm.
right? It shouldn't be hard, right? And I think part of it is making it easy enough for somebody to use, but then the power and the complexity is there for them. But once again, it's the easy to use. And that's, our whole principles of cybernetics coming through here. So as an example, once a partner would be part of it, they can be able to go into like, maybe how they normally get leads, right, Liz? In other words,
Yep.
they may be in their Outlook, right? And so they can use our, Outlook plugin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Gmail plugin and
Those,
add a lead right from their Outlook. So it's not saying, hey, go to this other portal and type it in with the 6 fields that are required, blah, 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 right? That's olden times, right? And you don't have to be like that anymore, okay? Because we can add it from your Outlook. Or maybe if you're in, I don't know, LinkedIn, and that's where you're getting a lead, okay, great. You may say, geez, here's Shane, right? Shane works at Segway. Everyone should go buy a Segway today, right?
Oh, yeah.
Shane's a great guy. And then what I can do is say, hey, you know what I really want to do is say, hey, you know what, maybe add the contact if they're not in there already, okay? Or just create a lead on the fly. And watch this, Liz, just from, if I use our extension, I added the lead, it can automatically create that account and create that contact where they're there, okay? And that lead. So from a partner, it's click, boom, save, and it's done. Okay. And not to mention, if they log in on their phone and they say, you know what, I need to see it on my phone, I can give them access to that too. And so the ability for them to kind of add leads where they are, right?
Uh-huh.
In the field or in LinkedIn or in Outlook, or if they're here, they can add it here too, right?
Yeah.
But I just like to say, you know what, entering leads should be easy and distributing leads should be easy too, right? And I think sometimes what we do is we forget about how we can automate with those, okay? Because it should be an easy process, right? Whether it's coming off a website and you're giving it to a partner, or maybe it's coming off of their website and it's going right back to them, okay? With very good APIs that we can offer to each particular user, okay? Very, very advanced.
Yeah.
Right? But it's just the way to enter leads into the system. We take away that headache. Okay. And I think that's something that can never, ever be overlooked. Okay. Number one. The second thing is about marketing. And really it's like, how does, a company really present the data front and center for the partners? And I've seen other, Liz, I hate to see what people come to us with before they're with Pipeliner, but they come and they have like a Google Doc, Google folder, and it's like all the documents are in there and you're like, oh no, because it adds up, right? Next thing you have like logos combined with marketing slicks combined with price lists, but what we do is we put that documentation at the point of impact. Okay. So if you happen to be like in a proposal or trying to establish, value, we have those documents from marketing right here, which is so important. Not only like, hey, I want to get that document, but also when it comes to maybe like using the tools that marketing has developed and then distributing to the partners. Don't send them an email template in an email that they can then use. Just make it right here. Like if I want to email this one person, I just say, hey, create an email. Okay, I'm good to go. I want to go ahead and use a Pipeliner template that marketing developed to make it like nice HTML and fancy, right? And boom, they can hit it send. It's their name on it. It's from them, right? Or what I also like is saying, let them send out a broadcast email, right? And then once again, use those templates. right? Which I think is fantastic. And not to mention, like if they have like Word or Excel documents, you can actually kind of have that data merged right into those documents as well. So I like to say it's where marketing hits the channel, right? It's nice, you know. And the last thing about that, I think, and just on the automation piece, because I could go on for like an hour, you know me, but I think it has to do with the scheduling of items. Okay,
Yeah.
if I were to take one particular deal, okay, and I'll just bring up this deal, right? What we can do is we can say, you know what we want to do is automate the follow up. Okay, now this is we don't know your business, right? So it's a case by case scenario. Sometimes a manufacturer will want, hey, we're going to, as soon as you register a lead, a certain process is going to happen, maybe with email leads going out, right? Which is fine. You know, other people are like, well, let's let the rep, the partner decide on what their lead should get, right? So it's your choice, but either way, we can set up these automated processes where either they're self-dictated and triggered, or a partner could trigger them.
Yeah.
Okay. And that may be like an email goes out from the partner. And then maybe it's also a combination. Email goes out from the manufacturer, right? Or from the vendor, you, and on and on. I especially like this one, is if someone registers like a really big lead, right? Like we notify certain people here internally about it. Like, you know, the CEO will get an email, I'll get an email. It's like, okay, this is one of those big deals, just kind of triggering it, making sure that everybody knows it's there. So I think that's particularly useful. And then the other thing what I see a lot is and don't laugh, Liz, okay? But people struggle with, they like have to gather all this information and send that out in like a report. And I'm like, no. I mean, real life, what I do is I have partner reports done for each partner organization on Friday. Okay. Once a week, I send them an automated report. Okay. It goes out every week. I'll show you how easy it is, right? It's going to go out on Friday and whatever time. Okay. And I hit save. Okay. And then what I do is I say, hey, you know what? Here is the URL of the report. Okay, watch this, Liz, and I drop it in here. So I pay, okay, that's the URL, so right? I just do this once, right? Here's the URL, and I say, or see attached, right? Because you know maybe what have you, you know, maybe they want to look at it that way, right? And then attach, what I can say is, hey, you know what? I can either have it as a PDF or as an Excel spreadsheet or what have you. But then every week I know once I do that this report, which is maybe open, closed leads, whatever it is, any report you can do this to, but you can schedule that feedback right back to them. So I think that's so nice to have, you know what I mean? Just
it's
from
so joined up, isn't it?
Reports.
That thing's really just so joined up.
It is. And it really, I think it starts like kind of saying, hey, you know what, it's just a way to kind of bring them into the fold, you know, because once someone starts looking at a report, they have full access to the report writing engine and this insight. So all that analytics, it's full access to them. So they can really start analyzing their business using the best CRM in the world to do that. Okay. And I also say, hey, maybe we should have some other insights. Like maybe, for example, they want to look at something that, you know, that they just never thought they could look at, like, hey, how much time do I spend on leads? Or, you know, what are all of my leading and lagging indicators that I have access to, that I can really start analyzing my company and then also each individual person at my company. And then, of course, internally, which makes it really cool, is I can start doing this based upon, like, if I were to click on Liz as an example, you added that partner, right? US West, boom, that just got noted in there. Okay. And all of a sudden I can look at it. And then, of course, as a rep, I can then go ahead and click into those deals and say, geez, what was it? And look at all those deals and really deep dive to every single one. So great analytics and insights, which is possible here. Okay.
Perfect.
And then, you know, we probably need to wrap up, Liz. We're at our cutoff time today, but
no, we could continue forever, couldn't we?
I know, but I think a lot of times maybe people say, well, how do I get started using this PRM? Okay. So up on our website, you can check out the pricing and everything like that. I think the best way, just maybe contact your account manager, and they'll be able to take you through the different pricing and, you know, just adding up how many partners you have, and then also how many employees they have that you need to get that PRM access. So
marvelous.
Well, Liz, this is great. Thank you for a great day. Everybody, thanks for joining. And as always, all of our recorded videos are inside Pipeliner, and they're in the Pipeliner Academy. So go to the Cap and Gown, you'll see Pipeliner Academy, and that's where you can see all the other ones that Liz and I do on a weekly basis.
And look forward to speaking to everyone again soon.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Liz. Have a great day, okay?
Have a great day, everybody. Bye.